Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crate Expectations. I'm here with my co-host, Snowflake Sarah. How are you today,
You said
Miss
you weren't going to
Snowflake?
call me that.
You sound almost sad.
I was just you. You're deceitful. I was deceitful last time, and you're deceitful this time.
I said I've never called someone that. I never said I would never call someone that.
I think you said you weren't going to call me that. You had the sudden urge to do it.
Either way, I'm glad it's digging in just a little bit. So, um, gosh, I go away for just a little bit, and
Ugh.
CG has delusions of grandeur.
I mean, there's delusions for sure happening.
Yeah, I know. No, it's madness. There is so much new stuff, and they wait. They're like, okay, Zareth would really like to have a week where he just got to report the news, the new stuff, and get tons of clicks without having to do an enormous amount of work.
Right.
When is he on vacation next?
I, I mean,
That's what they did. And they also, let's put on our tinfoil hats and just say that they've decided not to release Relic 10 just to make me look dumb.
it was to spite you.
Yeah, Meatface is tired of me calling him that.
Um, I feel like you're putting your snowflake hat on.
Well, you would know.
But actually, like they did drop a ton of information during a holiday week, which was super weird. We were both saying like it's a holiday for in two countries. Maybe
All
more than
right.
that. Who knows? There's nothing outside of Canada and the US, right?
Right. And, like, mostly, like, whatever the second option was. Sorry. I'm sorry.
But then I mean to no one's
Ish.
yeah. To no one's shock, the update went live. Things were done, and then it was the holiday weekend, so nothing could be fixed if needed.
So let's talk about all this new stuff. There's toward the end of this segment, or maybe on yours, who knows, because we're just gonna ramble. But there's a bunch of stuff that CG is actually releasing or doing that's in the works that is in plain sight if you know where to look at it. But I didn't see it until way later. So and that it's stuff that maybe it's not like the most crazy groundbreaking things, but it's stuff that Meatface did not announce
Yeah,
and so we'll be discussing that some today, at least.
somewhere.
Yeah,
And-
but yeah,
Yeah, in one of the videos. Who knows? We'll get there.
one of our multitudinous videos.
Yeah. Um, where did we even want to start?
I want to start. Let's go with Ahsoka, Galactic Legend Ahsoka.
Yeah, she's coming. She's in game. You can start her
That's what
journey.
she said. Oh, you can start her, and that's one of our that's one of our puzzles. We're gonna do a puzzle. No, we
Yeah.
won't. But there's that is one of the things though. If you go in the journey guide,
Hmm.
they were like, guys, look, we're giving you two free like characters to know about. And one of them's the character that we're obviously gonna make like it's a paywall character that's clearly part of her storyline. Very obviously gonna be part of her unlock, with the Knight brother trooper.
Zombie trooper, whatever he's called.
Knight zombie trooper brother.
The dude.
The dude.
Um,
He abides.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
and then Snips at Relic 9.
Yeah, naturally. Which, by the way, can I just say, if you're putting Relic 9 on your snips already, just like and ignoring your raid teams, just chill. Ahsoka's not here yet. You don't need to Relic 9 your snips yet.
Yeah, like focus on your raid teams for sure. Because
Yeah.
I'm so destitute on my main account right now. Typically, I like to follow along and get my,
Yeah.
upgrade my stuff. And I'm like, man, anything. So I could get to Relic 7. I still have my materials for up to 7 if I need to, but getting to 8 is so painful right now.
Yeah,
But let's
absolutely.
talk. Let's talk raid a little bit later.
Okay,
Let's stay
yes.
on target here with Ahsoka. She's
Yikes.
coming. Relic not, but then there's also two others that I mean they make sense. They're fine requirements, frankly.
Hmm.
Um, but they didn't announce them. CG was just like, "Oh, we're gonna put this in the journey guide, and then here's two more characters that we're just gonna tell you we didn't announce, but then it is announced."
And they're just there.
Yeah, so Asajj, Relic 5, Anakin, Relic 8. Sorry, Gas, Relic 8.
Okay.
Oh,
Which, like,
oh
makes
wait,
sense.
wait.
What?
Oh, that's so dumb.
What?
Okay, the whole everyone in the game calls him Gas, right?
Yeah.
But I fought it for a long time, and if I finally decided, okay, we'll call him just because everyone's calling him that. I don't need to be divisive, but
Mhm.
he is not in the game General Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, he's just General Skywalker.
This is listed as General Anakin Skywalker as the prerequisite.
I mean, considering they couldn't even spell the word permanent correctly, are we surprised?
Is this just going to be a permanent
Wait,
complaint on your part?
yes. Also, going with the theme of not knowing character names, Ahsoka is listed as TBA in game because why give her a name?
I, I think that that's more acceptable because they don't know specifically what, like, maybe they're quibbling over it's going to be Ahsoka Tano, you know, warrior poet, or is it
Like,
going to be Ahsoka Tano?
nah, they know.
Maybe, maybe that's
I,
the final. They could have. Maybe they do know and they're just being dumb. I feel like there's a decent chance of that.
I
I think there's
think
also that one's more reasonable.
no, you pushed an update. That's placeholder text. Like, come on.
I mean, they clearly didn't do that good of a job of like proofing all of this. So,
I don't think they know what proofing is.
oh, the proofs in the pudding. They're like that's too much work.
They ate the pudding. They don't know.
Yeah,
So they ate
they're
the
like
proof.
that was some tasty pudding. Is all I know. It's 4th of July. You're supposed to eat pudding, apparently.
The only thing I can think is like maybe they're gonna rename the other Ahsokas in game and then like give the GL Ahsoka. But like you could rename all the Ahsokas now. Like as soon as you're like, hey, the next GL is gonna be Ahsoka, put the update in game, rename all the other Ahsokas if you were going to do that anyway for whatever reason, and then you have your GL Ahsoka name,
Hold on,
free and clear.
is Ahsoka Tano actually in game as Snips?
Isn't her name? It's just Ahsoka Tano in game.
We all call her Snips.
Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure it's Ahsoka Tano, and then you have Fulcrum, and then obviously Cat.
But the preview thing says Ahsoka Tano parentheses. Oh no, it is Snips in game now. I don't know if they changed that or
Okay,
what.
did they change that?
I don't know. I'll have to look at some of my old stuff and see. But
Okay, I'm curious, because I feel like it always was just Ahsoka Tano. I don't remember seeing Snips in game.
I don't remember that either. But then again,
I
neither
feel
of us
like
has a good memory. We were just discovering how you don't know
shh,
what the right side and left side gear pieces
it's
are.
fine. I would have remembered if it was Snips because I hate that nickname. Uh,
Why do you hate it?
for personal reasons.
You don't need to get snipsy with me. Jeez.
That's what I do. But I feel like I would have just remembered if it was Snips in game. But yeah. So just give Jill Ahsoka a name.
Glasoka?
Ahsoka, sure.
I said Glasoka, like GL Ahsoka. Just blend
Sure.
it all.
Sure.
Just call her Gla.
Glah. Ew, that is
Gla!
no.
Sorry. Call
Sound
her
like a
Gla.
zombie. I guess that's why
Glat.
zombie troopers needed. Just Glah.
Could just call her Glat.
Ew.
Yeah, so, okay. You indeed. What do you think, though? Is she a galactic legend?
I feel like she is if you're going into content outside of the movies, which seems to be a divisive thing for people in the game of where GLs should come from. Um, I would choose her first, like her and Thrawn as a good pairing for a GL or two GLs, I guess.
So I've had so many people flat out tell me I'm the dumbest ever for thinking maybe CG would go in the opposite order for a GL or a ship or whatever. They're like, it has to be a light side ship and it has to be a dark side GL because we just had the opposite release last time. And I'm like, they're equal right now. They don't care.
I don't think they care.
I just don't think they care. They'll just release what they want to release, is what I
Yeah.
think, if they think they make some money.
The only thing that I had noticed, which I will say I was correct about, was that I know.
If you remembered.
If I did remember the last
If your
two
memory serves
years,
us.
shush, the last 2 years we had the first half of the year be like TV show, video game, Star Wars related content in the first half leading up to that legendary, and then the GL was tied to a movie or like an anniversary of some sort. So we had like Jabba being tied in as the GL and Leia being tied in as the GL, and that was always in the second half of the year. And then this year they did the movie content in the first half of the year instead of like Inquisitors or Jedi Cal. It was the separatists and all that fun stuff and leading up to the Naboo raid. Um and then I was wondering way back, I think it was in like March. I was like, if they're gonna do that, then maybe the GL will be from a TV show. And here we are.
Wow.
I know.
You're very smart.
I feel very not humble right now, but I think it's valid.
Just right now?
But um other than that, I don't think they really care if they do like dark side, like if they alternate or whatever.
Yeah, I
Also, I don't think we're getting capital ship this year.
maybe. So I think there's still room for a capital ship surprise, to be
I don't.
honest.
I don't.
Stop. You're just speaking out of what your heart wants.
You know what I would really love, and I know you would enjoy it as well, if I could just get Leviathan to 7 stars before the next capital ship came out without having to do any refreshing.
You know what I really want to do? I always want to go
Delete
in
my
and
account.
that's extreme.
I know. Please
Jeez,
don't do
man.
that. What do you really want to do?
Delete your account. Oh, I almost got her that time, boys and girls. Spit take.
Damn it. Ah,
No, the you made me lose my train of thought here.
you
So
did.
I want to log into your account, and
Mhm.
I want to do all of the missions for
Uh-huh.
Leviathan
Uh-huh.
that you would need, but not actually push the upgrade button to your 7-star Leviathan. So and then just see how many months it took for you to finally notice that you all you had to do is hit the upgrade button.
Oh, see, I was just not going to hit the upgrade button and see how long it would take for you to notice that I hadn't hit it.
No, I mean I
So
just
we had the
notice.
same idea, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would. I don't think I would care. I'd just be like, you've been screwing our guild over for how long by not having a 7-star
Where is
ship?
it needed?
When you need it,
Where?
well, like when you need to do Mandalore missions and like ship missions and
I use a different ship. I lose. But we still 3-star that planet.
good job.
And I do
Yeah,
use Leviathan there because I do it on Professor X.
you do it so well.
So technically I am using Leviathan.
You and your technicalities. I'm,
Uh
you know what? I've up until today, I never did want to delete your account.
I'll be but anyway, I will be done Leviathan soon. before the next capital ship comes, is my guess.
It's okay. At least you play on Professor X. You're slowly, slightly learning how to play that ship.
Yeah,
Kind of.
you just hit auto.
So let's before my head just I don't know, before my soul
Belt.
withers away. I
Mhm.
was gonna say my head explodes, but I don't think I'd have that. I think my soul would just shrivel up and die. Is what would happen from that conversation. So
Do you think you would come back as a night trooper?
I hope so.
Just curious.
Yeah, those like worm things and stuff would be good.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyways, Ahsoka, I don't. She's not. She's fine, I guess.
Would you have picked somebody else out of curiosity?
Well, that's why I think it's fine in the absence of if you had to compare, like I think there's an obvious answer.
Hmm.
Who's more Galactic Legend material, Leia or Ahsoka?
Right.
Like, obviously Leia is,
Hmm.
and that's my she's okay because what else are they gonna choose? There's no one else left who's obvious
That's what I was
like that.
like. Yeah. I feel like CG's just kind of backed themselves into a corner with GLs.
Unless they want to do something like, and he's a new player character, but like suit Vader, you know,
Another Vader.
he's way more of a galactic legend. I mean, they could do something with. I mean, Sidious is kind of, but we already have one of him. We have the fingernail version, and like who else? Who else? Like Grandmaster Yoda could be one, I guess. But we already
Hmm.
have him.
Yeah.
Like there's just not that many options. So I guess she's fine. What's I liked her show well enough, but like what did she do that was really that heroic in that whole show?
She sat inside a whale.
Yeah, she was like Jonah
Like that was pretty cool.
or Pinocchio or something
She
or
she pulled a
Aquaman
yeah, she pulled a Pinocchio.
to another galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's how I want people to think of me. Like when I think of Galactic Legend, I like comparing my Galactic Legends to Pinocchio.
He did grow up to be a real boy, so
Okay. Yeah, did he? I feel like that's just fanciful Disney fluff, frankly.
probably.
But okay, fine. She could be our next Galactic Legend. They have to have one. The thing that I keep seeing, though, man,
Mhm.
and why I'm not really that ready to give up on the Relic 10 thing is they're going so hard on Relic 9.
Well, so this is uh, why would you introduce a raid tier that requires Relic 9? Talk about introducing a new reward tier because of it, and then take the reward tier away. Not take away the Relic. Like, there's no incentive to build a Relic 9 team
Yeah,
for the raid.
no, there isn't. Yeah, like it's the madness of taking a fully Relic 8 squad, which is already a huge investment, by the way,
Yeah.
and just going double down and on it and getting them all up to Relic 9 is just so crazy.
Like, I feel like the only argument you could make out of the raid characters would be to do the Queen Amidala team because then you could double dip the Lover Boys with their assault battle to earn some materials back over time, once a month.
Sure.
But other than that, there really isn't, I don't think, a need to take any other squads to Relic 9.
Right. Well, and need is very,
Right. Loose term.
yeah.
You don't need to take a squad to Relic 9.
No. So they're requiring. First off, we haven't had a Galactic Legend acquire a Relic 9 character for a couple of years, like since. Hold on, did Lord Vader acquire Relic 9?
I don't think so. He required a ton of Relic 7s and 8. Like he was very Relic heavy, but I don't remember a Relic 9 requirement.
Yeah, I don't think there was. I think it's just been basically fleets that have required nines.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to
So,
think of all my Relic 9 characters, and I think it's just the fleet ones.
well, yeah, I think it's
And
which
like
is fun. You have
JML.
yeah, JML and the two fleet characters that you
Hmm.
don't use the fleet for, and then the
Yeah.
yeah, and then the
The fun.
Adrad, and
Yeah.
that's it. So Snips suddenly entering the scene as the first Galactic Legend required Relic 9. And then at the same time, basically, they release an assault battle that has a Relic 9 tier on it. And they also have a raid that has a Relic 9 tier on it. Like it just seems like, hey, oh hey guys, go ahead and get Relic 9. It's like it's suddenly available. And everyone's like, it is? And CG's like, no, we can't back that up. No.
Just feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like there was a lot of mess that happened last week while you were on vacation.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of mess, the new raid. What do you think? You didn't like it last time we talked.
Yeah. Um, I think that maybe I will like it more. So to be clear, I've only done it like we've just had the raid launch once. It launched for the second time today, and I have not done my second attempt yet. And obviously a lot of the first initial uh stuff was like trying different teams, figuring out different mod sets, figuring out different like squads, different um like trial and error in terms of what you want to do when and all that kind of stuff. So it did feel like it took a lot of effort, um, which is a little bit annoying. But I'm hoping that once it's like we've got it narrowed down, it will be better. Because I spent, I want to say it was like close to 6 hours doing the raid last week. And I do not want to spend 6 hours a week doing a raid. Uh,
You don't?
no. That I will also say, because I don't have the Lover Boys done yet. So it makes Queen Amidala pretty much useless in the raid without them.
You had a
Um,
300k. Yep.
yeah, it was fantastic. So
That
th
sounds fantastic.
that
I
was
was about
fun.
to say that. F is for fantastic.
F is for fantastic. And I think not having that, like, it just really also affects your enjoyment of the raid because it's frustrating not to have a core team. Obviously, that's going to be fixed like in the future, but it's just a rough initial. It's a bad first impression, in my opinion, but I think it will be fine going forward. Maybe. I think the other thing is I was thinking about this today, actually. So we did the. This feels a lot like how Crate Raid felt to me, which is like it's a very clear relic gate. Like the higher your relics are, the easier it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be. The easier, like you'll be able to. It's not gonna be so many times of having to retry, get the right RNG, all that kind of stuff. Because teams that
Yep.
were doing well at Relic 8 don't do well at even Relic 7 or lower. Like it's just it doesn't compute as well. But in between that, you have the speeder bike raid going for 7 months, and you get used to, yes, obviously there's the Relic limiters in terms of like how many points you can get and how high your score can be. But you can take a team that works well at the high tiers and use them at lower relic levels, which is what I was doing on Professor X, doing the same teams that I was doing on my account versus Professor X, and still getting a similar score because the teams were still working at lower relic levels. It was just the mechanics like carried over from tier to tier, no matter what. You just had the relic level blocking you from what your score could be. Um, Whereas this feels like you can't get a high score unless you have a high relic.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it just is clearly blocked. And I think because you get so, like for me, I got so used to speeder bike in the middle for 7.5 months that it's just a little bit of like system shock to go back to how it was before.
It is. It is. Um, I had this conversation with someone the other day, and I won't say their name because it was pretty dumb of them. But I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, but it was. So they were like, dude, they were like, I put all my money in the basket of thinking we were gonna have 3-man teams this time, like Endor raid.
Why?
I don't know. They just thought that I didn't bother to listen to the reasoning, apparently. Or maybe they just didn't have any. I can't think of a good reason for it, but they thought that. And I was like, oh, because at one point it did occur to me, I'm like, well, maybe. They could. Um, but when you read the mechanics of the gun guns,
Hmm.
and they're going to release all 5 of them, and they don't really work that well in 3. Yeah, like, I thought it seemed to me like it was fairly obvious it was going to be 5. But,
Well,
it's
and
an
they
interesting
also said
conversation.
we were going back to 5 attempts.
Well, and I don't remember that, so that's cool. Hey, another thing that people didn't know, probably.
It was
Just
in
kidding.
one of the posts, one of the many posts of the raid. Um, uh, the other thing that I found interesting was like I don't think Jar Jar is going to make a huge difference for people. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I threw the Omicron on Boom Boom and first try I remodded. First try I got almost max score with Relic 8 Gungans. No Jar Jar.
Yeah, I mean, the one time I did it, I'll have to do it again tonight, so we're about to run out of time. But on the raid for it, well, I've been trying to practice and get. I've been trying to make videos for it. Yeah, it's such a slog, but um, yeah, the first time I did it, and then I reset it. I did it one other time I was on vacation, and it was both times I was like, I am sure I'm not optimized. I know my mods are lopsided. Like, I'm sure that some of them should go. This guy should be faster than this one. This one should have
Right.
offense instead of, whatever. But it was so easy, like maybe to the point of autoing it. I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it with Jar Jar, super easy. Without Jar Jar, it sounds good. But
Yeah. Like
my
I
guess
did an
is you'll be
auto.
half asleep and do it
Yeah.
once you get Jar.
I mean, I did an auto, but I also didn't really follow like I kind of read the strategy and I was like, yeah, that sounds like proper, like what I should do. And then I went in and did it and I was like, I'm not really doing what they said I should do, but it seems to be working and it was fine.
Yeah, I mean, clearly incentivizing us to work on the guns. All right, so enough talk about all of that for this side of things. We're gonna go over to Sarah's side. We'll reveal more things, including a territory war tease
But on my side, yeah.
update. Yeah, we're gonna talk
Wow.
about Twa on your side.
That never happens.
I don't like talking about it either, honestly. So, all right,
All
we're
right.
doing a trigger photo though.
I'm doing a trigger photo.
No, I am.
Oh,
You are. You're not invited.
god damn.
There.
Sad.
Goodbye. Sorry, I just made your face disappear for a minute.
Oh. Are we still recording?
Yeah, we are. Yeah. So, all right, we've got this trigger photo here,
Okay.
and we've got
Mm-hmm.
NASCAR here,
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
and this is what if you guys can't see, I don't even know. I I couldn't believe Sarah couldn't. She was like, "Why is that even a trigger photo?
I was just like, I don't get it.
Is it because they could have just pushed the upgrade button, but they just applied 2 of them manually, or what?"
At first, I legitimately was like, did it let them apply the gear without the character being 7 stars? That was like my first initial thought. And I was like, is it broken like Hux was?
So you want to tell them what it is now? You can have like 2 redemption points
The
out of a
pieces
thousand.
are on the wrong side. Apparently, that's a thing.
It's
To
a
be fair,
thing.
I usually just go through and I just hit the buttons.
That's good.
I just hit upgrade. I'm like, go
Yeah,
away.
just hit auto.
Just hit auto.
Yeah, that's a proper Erodium mindset. So, all right, guys. We're speaking of Erodium. We're gonna go to Sarah's channel
We're not
next.
in a rhodium.
You barely
We can
escaped.
talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'll talk about Erodium on Sarah's channel. So hit the like, subscribe, comment buttons, and actually comment instead of just hitting the button. Um, and do that on my channel. Then go with the video description. You can find Sarah's channel, or you can hit the link that's below. Probably my face, because Sarah's face is a little bit lower than it usually is, which she'll see later what that means. And
Uh-oh.
it's really good. And that's it. We'll see you on Sarah's channel. Could you do like the jowly thing, like the
Right
that
now?
the Boss Nass does?
No.
That's
Did you
really
put my
disappointing.
head where Boss Nass's head is?